Are you getting ready for RootsTech 2025? So whether you're joining in person this year or virtually, I'm sharing my insider tips on how to get the most out of your conference this year. Now, these are strategies and tips that I have learned from attending multiple RootsTech events over the years, and I want to share them with you in this video. Now, if we haven't met before, I am Lisa with Are You My Cousin? And this YouTube channel is designed to help you find your ancestors, grow that family tree, but not be overwhelmed in the process. So let's get started. Now, RootsTech 2025 really is not like any other genealogy conference that you are going to attend. It is the biggest event of its kind. It is full of cutting-edge technology for genealogy research, expert insights. Thousands of people attend this in person, and they are just as passionate about family history and genealogy research as you and I are. Of course, if you're not able to attend in person in Salt Lake City, they do offer a virtual event that you can attend right from your couch in your living room. But if you are attending in person, it can be very overwhelming, and it's easy to miss activities and sessions that you really wanted to see. So I've got 6 tips to share with you. Now, step number 1, plan like a pro. Before you ever leave home, before you ever step into the convention center there in Salt Lake City, you need to take time to strategize. RootsTech offers an incredible large number of workshops, sessions, keynotes, and hands-on sessions. Go to the RootsTech website or download the RootsTech app to your phone and go through the schedule and pick out your must-see sessions that you want to attend. I do recommend that as you are looking through that schedule, definitely attend those expert-led lectures that are of your specific interest of research, attend any hands-on workshops that you might be interested in, but also throw in a few what I call wildcard sessions. In other words, attend some of those sessions on perhaps topics that you're not familiar with at all, that are new to you, or maybe that don't have quite as much to do with your own genealogy research. I find those sessions actually spark unexpected discoveries for my research and new ideas that I want to add to my genealogy research plans. So if you have one of those time slots in your schedule free, go ahead and attend a lecture that perhaps a topic that you were quite as familiar with. You might be surprised at what you learn. Now, some of the live sessions at RootsTech in Salt Lake City will be recorded, available to you at a later time. So if you have 2 conflicting sessions that you're interested in, consider if one of them is being recorded that you could perhaps watch it later and attend the one that is not being recorded. Not all lectures will be recorded on site at RootsTech. So here's another tip for you. Build in enough transition time to get from one session to the next session. Now, they do give you ample time to go from one place to another, but the Salt Palace is very large. There is a lot of walking involved. And if you need to stop to get a refreshment or stop by the restroom, you want to build that time in. So you don't want to dawdle between sessions if you're trying to get from one to the next in a timely manner. Now, let me know in the comments below if you are attending RootsTech in person in Salt Lake City this year, or if you're going to be choosing to attend virtually from your home. Throughout the conference and afterwards, I will be sharing the exciting new things happening in the genealogy world. So make sure you sign up for my weekly newsletter that comes out each Tuesday morning so you stay in the know. I'll have a link for that in the comments below as well. All right, tip number 2 when it comes to managing your time and getting the most out of your RootsTech experience is the mastering the exhibit hall. Now, I have to say, the exhibit hall for RootsTech is probably one of my favorite places to go. Yes, I do enjoy attending sessions and learning, but I love spending time in the exhibitor hall and talking with the vendors, new vendors that are new to me, revisiting vendors that I've talked with in the past, and learning what's new in the genealogy world that can help me and to help you in your genealogy search. So to master that exhibitor hall, a couple of things that would be helpful to you. The first thing is to make sure you prioritize your top booths. You can actually, on the website and in that mobile phone app for RootsTech, you can access the list of vendors so you can know who is going to be there ahead of time. It's already out. Make a list of the top ones that you know you definitely want to visit. Maybe you want to stop at the Ancestry booth or the MyHeritage booth or the Find My Past booth because you want to see what is new. What are they offering this year? Oftentimes around RootsTech, the large genealogy companies are releasing new databases or new features for their website. So take a moment and stop by the websites that you are particularly interested in and see what they have new for the RootsTech time period. Now, also, after you have that list of your must-see, make sure you do attend some and visit some of the smaller booths that are there. Some of the best discoveries may come from these smaller vendors because smaller exhibitors often have specialized resources, unique genealogy software, and personalized research services. So I would encourage you to also check out those smaller vendors as well. Now, when you're talking with the vendors in that exhibit hall, make sure you're asking the right questions. Okay? Don't just take their flyers and the free pens, but take some time and talk with them. These are the experts for that product, and this is your time to really learn from the masters. And so whether you are at a large vendor booth, such as Ancestry, MyHeritage, Find My Past, or if you're at a much smaller booth, take a moment and talk with them and ask questions about perhaps how their new feature integrates with what you're already doing. Or if it's a product that you're wanting to try, find out, do they offer free trials? Do they have any discounts for conference attendees? And so take some time and talk with them. Now, the fourth thing to do when you are in that vendor hall, make sure you're taking notes on who you're talking to. It is very easy to forget the details of what someone has told you about their latest project, the newest update to a particular product. So take notes, because you will be talking to many people throughout the day. In fact, I take notes. This is actually something I do every evening at the end of the day of RootsTech. I go back after dinner or after the conference. I've been in the conference hall all day, and I sit down and I just write up notes. I write up my impressions about what it is I have seen. I pull all of the questions that I've jotted down in my notes app and put them in one central place so that afterwards, in a week or two, when I go back to them, I remember who I talked to about what. I remember the questions I got answered, and I write down notes of people I need to follow up with, perhaps whether it's another researcher that I met who has a similar interest, so that then I don't forget to do that in the future. So make notes about who it is you're talking with there in the vendor hall. All right, so number 3, network like a genealogy insider. Now, one of the biggest benefits of attending RootsTech in person is the fact that you meet so many like-minded genealogy researchers and family historians. You can talk genealogy all day and nobody's eyes glaze over. And that doesn't happen at home in your family, does it? But networking really doesn't have to feel like small talk all the time. So when you want to network genealogy style, here are a few tips to do that. 1, beforehand, go ahead and join any Facebook groups or online forums that you are interested in. You might find other like-minded people who are in those groups that are also attending RootsTech, and you can have a little meetup of your own. Go grab a cup of coffee and get to know each other. Also, be sure and exchange information with each other. Just like you would when you were networking in, say, a business world networking situation, when it comes to genealogy and your networking, make sure you can exchange information quite easily. You might have a card. It doesn't have to be a business card. It can be a card that has perhaps your contact information and your research interest on it. That is certainly popular. You can do a quick exchange of emails. You can do a quick exchange of contact information for social media. So just be ready to share your contact information and perhaps make notes about what you talked about so that you can continue that networking after the conference is over with. Now, one thing I can tell you is that when it comes to meeting people and talking and networking genealogy style, I find those serendipitous type of meetings in the hallways between sessions and in the vendor hall have been some of the most rewarding and the most interesting conversations that I get to have when I'm at RootsTech. So don't shy away from striking up a conversation and learning from others. The next tip that I would have for you would be to make sure that you're making the most of learning about the new tech and tools that are out there. Now, RootsTech is known for showcasing the latest genealogy technology, from AI-powered ancestry type searches to the latest in DNA research. So to make sure that you're getting and learning the most about the latest tech that you might be interested in, know that you can attend live demos, and you will often find these in the expo hall. So aside from all of the sessions that RootsTech offers, all those wonderful sessions that they offer, many of the vendors in the exhibitor hall will also have live demos. Some are scheduled, some are more impromptu, but it's in their vendor booth. So be sure and stop by, check if they have a schedule, or ask if they have a schedule or when you could see perhaps the latest technology being explained and used. Now, step 5 is a chance to hopefully start to break through some of those genealogy brick wall problems. RootsTech isn't just about the new tech tools. It is also about problem solving your genealogy research. If you've hit a wall in your genealogy research, here's how to use the conference to start to get unstuck in your research. Now, the first thing you probably want to make sure you save some time for is to visit the Family History Library. So it's just down the street from the conference. They usually extend their hours during the RootsTech conference to accommodate the larger number of attendees that are coming. And of course, you have all of the wonderful resources there at the Family History Library there in Salt Lake, as well as experts to help you navigate the library and make some progress on your research. Also, attend what I call brick wall sessions. Many of the lectures or sessions that you can attend focus specifically on overcoming research challenges. So find sessions to attend that match your struggles, whether it's trying to read old handwriting or understanding the record collections in a different country. And of course, talk to the experts. Many genealogy societies and organizations also are in the vendor hall, so make sure you take a moment to talk to them. They are the experts and they can help you, perhaps point you in the right direction for finding that brick wall ancestor. Now, step number 6 when it comes to getting the most out of your RootsTech conference is actually taking care of yourself. Now, RootsTech is very exciting. It's a vibrant atmosphere, but it can also be exhausting. There is a lot going on. So make sure you stay hydrated and bring some snacks. I always bring my water bottle. I refill it frequently and keep it full. Coming from the East Coast and going to this very dry climate, I find I need to refill my water bottle frequently. And plus, I also keep my favorite snacks in my backpack just in case I get hungry. Also, make sure you wear comfortable shoes. You will be on your feet a lot. There's a lot of walking involved, and I believe I saw somewhere that the Salt Palace, this convention center, actually covers 3 city blocks. You can walk a long ways during the day. Make sure you schedule breaks for yourself and don't schedule yourself nonstop for the entire day. The first couple times I went to RootsTech, I wanted to make sure I attended a lecture for every lecture session they had available. So every time slot they had available, I would be in a lecture. And after 3 days of that, I was totally exhausted and could hardly remember what it was I was hearing. So I learned my lesson well there. Make sure you are scheduling your breaks. Don't schedule yourself nonstop. Give yourself some time to take a walk outside if you need to. Make sure you sit down and you're eating a meal. Make sure you just have some quiet time to actually go through and process what it is you've just heard and write down any ideas that have bubbled up to the surface that, oh, I hadn't thought to check this database for an ancestor. Oh, I've got a new idea for a part to add to my research plan. Let me do that. So make sure you're giving yourself some time and your brain some time to just relax. So RootsTech 2025 is going to be just as fabulous as the previous RootsTech conferences, I am sure. And whether you are attending in person or virtually, just come prepared. Come prepared, stay curious, and embrace the opportunities to learn and connect and break through some genealogy roadblocks. Now, if getting organized for RootsTech has you thinking about organizing your overall genealogy research, I've got a whole series of videos that talk about organizing different aspects of your genealogy research. You'll find that playlist on your screen now. Getting organized, tips for your genealogy research.